diamonds, all things diamond painting. Square around, I'm glad you are around. Grab your plate, grab your wax, get ready to sit back and relax. Don't see you're single, whatever your niche. Here is your host, a guy named Rich.
Well, hello everyone. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe and warm, cold, dry, whatever you need to be. Hope it's working for you. Let's see who is here today. Hi, Tammy. Welcome on in. Yes, thank you. Please hit that like button on your way in, everybody. I would appreciate that. Hi, Kristen. Welcome on in. Sarah Barden. Che Lili. Hello. Diamonds in the Desert. Hello. Aren't you going to No Frills? Am I going to be seeing you in a couple weeks again? I think so. Maybe. Kara, hello, neighbor. How you doing? Hope everything's good in your neck of the woods. Is that a cold face? Yes, I'm here. I am not feeling great. Like, not necessarily anything like up here or anything, but my stomach is really upset and I feel like chilled to the bone. So I'm drinking coffee, and which normally I don't drink coffee this late in the day, but I have this wonderful, it's a insulated mug, but it's also heated, and it sits on this little thing and charges, and you can take it with you. So it's like one of those Ember mugs, but it's less expensive, and it's fantastic for when you're diamond painting. You want like some decaf tea or whatever, early morning coffee, whatever. It's a great little purchase there. Auspear, hello, good afternoon. Teresa, welcome on in. Crafting with Mary, hello. Cat Hair and Chaos, hello, welcome on in. There's Melanie, hello, with all the Bears. Is that the Chicago Bears? I tuned into one Chicago Bears game this year, and it was last night. Was it last night? Last night. And that was flipping amazing. That was amazing second half. I only saw the second half. Michelle, hello, welcome on in. Jessica, Jessica's in the house. Jessica, where are you at today? Jessica is my pilot friend with Alaskan Air. So who knows if Berta has been a passenger of hers at some point. Christopher Kalasa, hello. No frills for you. Probably won't see you till LSR. Okay, well, that's good too. I actually, I have to laugh because Melanie always complains that Lone Star was so hot, and I'm like, it was gorgeous to me. It was absolutely beautiful. But I've switched from I'm always cold to from I'm always hot, so I don't know. Chocolate Diamonds, hi Loretta, welcome on in. Let's see. Home, called out sick, says Jessica. Called out sick or called out diamond painting? How many of you have ever called off sick to diamond paint? Need one of those mental health days? That's exactly, I will diamond paint all day long, and it's beautiful. Melanie says, let's all be in the sick room together. Yes. Well, you're like plague sick or something. You stay in the room that you're in right now. Hi, Kathy. Welcome on in. Nice to see you. Carol says, I've been watching all season. Fantastic. You know, like football is, okay, so football is the one sport that I've never seen in person. So I grew up watching it on TV. I don't need to watch all the games, but it's like when there's a good game, I want to watch a good game. And so last night, Melanie, I think somebody was asking me, "Are you watching? You're watching?" So I tuned in halftime, and they were behind, but like 16 points or something like that, and then they go to win the game. It was just amazing. Val, hello, welcome on in. You're saying you've called in? Yes, I think so. I think that's a good thing. And I have a master's degree in HR, so I condone that. Tell your boss. Jessica, sinus issues not good for flying. Yes, but absolutely diamond painting instead. Fantastic. Jessica is relatively new to diamond painting, and she asked me the other day about how big is my stash. I'm like, I'm not telling you. But she's accumulated quite a number of paintings already, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Sarah says, is that raising your hand, Kim? I think that's you raising your hand. Sarah says, I haven't, but I should. Let's all do that. Should we do that? Should we have like a day-long diamond painting thing? We all just call off sick? Or if you don't call off sick, just join us. What the hell? Doretta says, I was retired by the time I found diamond painting. Good. Then you don't have the dreaded have to work, and then work sucks it all out of you, and then you're too tired to diamond paint sometimes. Hey, Matt. Matt, I need to send you thanks. I heard that I've been out of pocket for a little bit, and I heard that you gave somebody some good advice, and I appreciate that. Football isn't very good in person, in your opinion. I think basketball is okay because the court is small. Hockey, baseball isn't bad. Hockey and football, I think it's like, because they're all the way over there and they're all the way over here. Whereas I can see all of the ice, or the cameras following the puck, or following the ball. So I do have to say that those probably are two things that are probably best on TV. I simply haven't gone because inherently I would go to a Bears game, and it's an open stadium on the lake. Last night it was 29 degrees there, and I'm sorry that I would die. Carolina Panther football, my team lost. You're sad. I'm sorry. Hey, Melissa, welcome on in. Melanie says, yes, warm, cozy couch and all the snacks. Yeah. I fondly remember, I remember when the Bears won the Super Bowl back in, was it 85? And we had family over. There was like a party here. We're all watching. And I remember distinctly, there used to be a handheld football game, and it was just a couple buttons, and the screen was LED, and it was like red dots, and your job would be to run to the end zone and avoid all of the other red dots that were like lighter in color or something, because those were the opposing team. And I remember that me and my dad used to play that the whole game. We would just sit there, and because it was a 2-player, I would take my turn, pass it to him, he would take his turn. So yeah, and I remember that, just that game, or that Super Bowl specifically, obviously because they won. But let's see. Heck yeah, DP Marathon. Yeah. Matt says, can't see well. The football fans are probably the worst to be among the major sports. Yeah. Eve, thank you for the correction. You are absolutely correct. I've called in well to DP. Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. Cheering against the 49ers today, says Melanie. She's following them through to get to the Seahawks so that I guess the 49ers winning would be bad for the Seahawks or something. So she's wishing on that. Tammy says she's always on the 50-yard line. See, this is when, Tammy, let's not flaunt your chair privileges, please. Okay? Just because you're in your wheelchair and you need to be like in the wheelchair section that's, I guess, on the 50-yard line, I don't want to hear it. Cat Hair and Chaos, sick all day, day all live out. Ooh, I like that. There's no way, no matter what, that I can cheer for the Fleagles. Nice. Jessica, 8-hour marathon with medals for attendees. Actually, funny that you mentioned medals because I've been shopping for medals for the 5K. If those of you who don't know what the 5K is, when is it? October, November, September, October, well, August and September. August and September, DP 5K, anything that's over 5,000 square centimeters, so a large piece, and there may be medals for that. Who knows? Let's see. Matter of fact, oh, they're behind my paintings, but I went through a spurt. Jessica is a big marathoner. I don't know. I guess you do marathons, but she's always at Disney running through Disney in costume, which I can't fathom. But I have a bunch of 5K medals back there from my first 5K. Speaking of the Bears, was actually it was a run. It was like a Ditka run, and it was benefiting the Special Olympics, and it was on the lakefront. And you started and ended in, or right outside Soldier Field. And that was my first 5K, and that was the coolest thing because great place to do that. I can't believe the amount of people that drink a beer right after a 5K. I didn't run all of it. I was mostly walking, but it was great. And I just remember seeing the finish line and you get a little verklempt because you're like, oh my gosh, I just did this. And I never thought I would be able to do that. So that was sort of cool. Rugby Union Live is amazing. Yeah, rugby. I mean, yeah, I mean, hockey certainly, because like rugby and hockey are both. Football is physical, but rugby and hockey, I think, up it a little bit. So maybe I don't know. Matt says hockey I love. It's so intense. Yes, I agree. I of course was lucky enough. A couple of the banks that I've worked for have had boxes at the United Center. So when Jordan was big, I worked for a community bank. They had a box, but it was way up at the top. So you had to watch TV because you couldn't tell who was it, Scottie Pippen or was it Jordan or was it somebody else? You didn't know. But then as the banks got bigger, the boxes got better. And then there were not boxes, but then seats that you could get. Like the bank would have the box or the seats or whatever for commercial clients to take them out and schmooze them. But then when they couldn't use them, they would open them up to employees. So I remember I got to go to one of the like major games that the Blackhawks were playing before, like when they like went on to win everything. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Hi, Kat. Hope you're doing well. Malik, be able to see the players and the replays and cheer. Yes, agree. I would be the one who gets stuck in the section of everybody else from the other team, to be honest. Yeah. Word is spreading and Matt is a wise person, although chat comments could have us thinking otherwise. Actually, I think that smart aleck comments are a sign of intelligence. That's why I make them. Super Bowl Shuffle, baby. I think I remember specifically having the boom box on the front porch and playing that for the entire neighborhood at whatever time the game was over. Let's see. Soccer fans are worse than American football, Matt. Melanie says, I'll sit at the wheelchair at the 50-yard line, no problem. Exactly. Hi, Sarah Ann. Welcome on in. Heather, hi, everyone. What's happened to the weekend? It's almost gone right. You know what, Heather? It's funny you should say that because I was thinking the same thing before this. I'm like, okay, I do it live, then I'm gonna watch Crashly, and then I'm just like, the weekend's over. Who do we have to talk to about this 5-day work week and 2-day weekend thing? This is not working out for me anymore. August, September, October, see, I just like drag Melanie into these events that I want to run, and then she just tells me what I want to do, or what to do. Jessica says I'll add the medals to the wall. Okay, it's actually funny. Like, I was looking at this place. I've actually ordered medals from them before. So when I was big into 5Ks, I talked my cruise buddy Lisa into doing a 5K on board a ship. So forgot what ship it was, but it was one of the Oasis class ships. So like the second largest ships out there. And I forget what the running track around the whole thing is, but I figured out it was like 3.5 maybe lengths or something. So I was like, come on, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And she's like, I'm gonna kill you, she was gonna hate me forever. So we did it. And I surprised her afterwards. I had gotten medals made, and so I gave her a medal because she completed what was it? It wasn't Oasis. It was Allure or something. It was whatever the Seas 5K for that month. So that was sort of fun. Kat says the one live football game I've been to was amazing, but it was a playoff game. Giant Stadium, nice. Chair seats get some awesome spots at most sporting events. I know, right? Yeah. Let's see. Christopher saying hi to Kat. You're welcome to go with me, Mel. Let's all go with Tammy because we all have to be with her, right? On the 50-yard line. There you go. Sounds like a plan. She does have an extra chair. You still have your old chair, don't you? Nice. Let's see. Saying hi to everyone. Question: how do you calculate how many square diamonds there are in a painting 53 by 56.6? Didn't Capture Rage didn't have a diamond count. Funny you should mention that. And did you ask this in the Facebook group? Because I started playing with this. So, because I was going to do video, but it's math, number one, and that I have trouble with. But then I was having difficulty because it wasn't coming out right. So for a square diamond is 0.25 centimeters or 2.5 millimeters. So if you take in centimeters, the height versus the 50 by 60 or whatever your height and width is, and then multiply it by 0.25, that's going to give you the number of diamonds. And what I found was when I did that, because I was testing two paintings, one was a DAC that has the drill count on it, but it's a round. The square I was using from Jaded Gem Shop, and I was getting close, but I was not getting to the proper number because I was going by, if I did it by the size, I got one number. If I did it by what I actually measured, I got a different number. And then when I counted rows, I got yet a different number. So I think that's as close as we're going to get. But squares, typically, that should work. The rounds are 0.28. And the problem is no matter what math I did, I could not get that to come out to what DAC had as the drill count, except when I counted the rows and multiplied it that way. Then I got the right number of drills. So moral of the story, all diamond painting companies should put the number of drills on the package or something for the people who want to know how many drills there are. The one thing about the one from Jaded Gem Shop, I was just working on this morning because I was like, oh, I can do this video. I'm like, why isn't this mathing? And then it's got to be too much math. No. the legend, it's a small kit. It only has like 5 colors and it had the count on it. So I took that as like what was supposed to be the total number. So who knows if that was even right or not. I don't know. Let's see. I'm all crazy energy, but the respect for each other is supposed to be fun. Yes, I agree. 10K and half marathon at the end of the month at Disneyland for me. That is crazy. But good luck on that. Who are you dressing up as? Are you taking, is Eric or anybody going with you? Are you dressing up as a thing, like a gang? What's going on? Sarah Ann saying, hope Eve is on the mend. Yes, Eve had a little bit of a, what's the word I want to use? I don't know. She had a little bit of a kaputs. We'll just put it that way. So everybody give Eve some good vibes. She's, I'm sure she's probably sore today. Day 2 is always probably the worst. Let's see. Hit the thumbs up button. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. Let's see. Retirement. I know retirement. I need retirement. Which, by the way, so a friend of mine got me like one of those, those clocks that count down to something. She got me one to count down to retirement. It was more so of a joke because she's 38 and I'm older, but we immediately like got along at work and we have the same work ethic and which you don't find a lot in sometimes like the younger generations. So she got it sort of as a joke, but I'm like, no, I'm going to be watching this thing. But now I have to change it because I can't retire at 65 now. It's going to be 67 or something. They keep changing the rules. This is why Gen X is always so mad. This is why we're always so mad, because everything keeps changing throughout our lives, that we look forward to something and then it changes. I'm telling you, we're gonna take over. I don't know. Matt says, I told Kat in the Asian Live yesterday, life is all about balance. I may lean a little heavy on the total shenanigans side. That is perfectly, that's good in my book. So we're hosting 5 events. Does that count as a 5K? Yeah, right. We'll have 5 drinks at the end of it. How's that? Heather says, I actually didn't ask on Facebook. Okay. So yeah, so length times width times 0.25 for a square. But Melly says counting rows is definitely more accurate. Especially because the drills are, the square drills are supposed to be 2.5, but y'all know that you see gaps sometimes and whatnot. So you really counting the grid is probably the right thing to do, but the grid should also be 2.5 because the drill should fit exactly on it. But so I would probably take the time, if you really needed to want to know the exact number, count your rows, count your columns, and then multiply. But that's math, and don't ever listen to me about math. I'll just put it on that. Tammy says, I'm working on finding a balance between tomfoolery and seriousness. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're a little too serious sometimes. Tammy, or you could just be like, Tammy, she only counts release papers. You ask Tammy, where are you at on your painting? Oh, I have 10 more release papers. And everyone gives her a hard time because it's like, is that halfway through? Is it a quarter of the way through? Are you almost done? Like, how much is that? But I happen to know that Tammy prefers the 3x3 diamond painting release papers. So I just assume that's what she's talking about so that I can visualize it. But it typically does not help a lot of people. Hi, Nancy. Welcome on in. I know I'm going to be seeing Nancy at the end of the month. That's exciting. There's some space, so it's always a guesstimate measuring an amount of black by something easily divisible by the total millimeter. Agree, though, too much mathing for hobby. It is. And when because it's like I knew the squares because a diamond painting cross stitch conversion, the way you figure out the number of stitches, I have it up there, is the stitch count on the pattern times 0.25. So I knew that would be the math, but cross-stitch conversions are always square because you have to cover up the canvas behind the drill. So when I started looking at rounds, and I don't work on rounds that much, I was just like, well, this sucks. There's like no math for this. You got to count it. So whatever. Hey, Gail Pierce, welcome on in. Eve is a terrible Weeble Wobble. No, because Weeble Wobbles didn't fall down. Eve says she fell on her head. So if anyone is a Drag Race fan, I waited till I was sure she was okay, and then I asked her, hey, Eve, how's your head? And she properly responded with, haven't had any complaints. Let's see. Saying hi to Nancy there. Jessica, it's the Dumbo Challenge. Not sure of costumes yet. I have two friends coming with, last half at Disneyland for a couple of years since they're about to start a major construction era. At Disneyland? That's interesting. I've never been to Disneyland, but it just looks incredibly landlocked. So I don't know what they're doing there. People are giving Eve some hearts. Throw some skulls up there too, because she did fall on her head. So send her some skulls. Let's see. I'm leaning to Star Wars costumes. Well, duh. Having you run, Jessica, actually, Tammy's a big fan of Maleficent. And didn't you run as Maleficent at least once? I think I remember seeing you dressed as Maleficent in a picture. Cat Herring Cat, so true. Gen X is always getting screwed. We are. And I love watching TikTok because you have these Gen Xers like, we're going to tell you why we're so pissed off. And it's like everything that they bring up, it's like, you're totally right. We're like this sort of, I think we were that last generation of children should be seen and not heard. And then we see everything coming after us where it's just like children are put in timeout, not smacked, and stuff like that. It's just like, what the hell's going on? He says, I've been at my kitchen, 5 centimeter laceration. It's 5 centimeter. This would be 20. How many drills? That would be 20 drills, right? 4 times 5 is 20. 3 staples, no real concussion symptoms, X-ray and CT negative, except for hematoma between the scalp and the skull. Well, at least, Eve, you do it right. You do it to completion. So that's good. But I am glad that you are okay. That was concerning when you said you were being taken to the emergency room. But I get it because everything with the head bleeds so much. It was probably like, what the hell is going to happen here? Sparkles and Diamond. But this is the thing. Are you going to do that with every canvas? What? Count them? No. But I know some people count their diamonds for fun, but also I've heard some people are counting for a temperature chart. They're counting the number of diamonds they place every day. Let's see, collecting music in every different media throughout the years and still paying for a subscription to listen to music now is YJet. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. You're right. Like I took the time to put all of my CDs onto Apple Music, and I'm not an Apple Music person. Then you have to have the phone now. It's like, do they even make an iPod Shuffle anymore? So it's like, I don't even remember my Apple password anymore. So I can't get to any of those. But you know what? It's so much easier just to be like, hey, Spotify, play this and whatever. So it's convenient, but it's like, it still pisses me off. Melly says, Jessica, please drop as a Porg. Funny thing is Porg, she has a Porg that she brings along with us and is normally in the cockpit at some point taking pictures with the Porg. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but she takes pictures of the Porg on her trips. We'll put it that way. Let's see. Everyone's sending Eve hearts, which is appreciated. Thank you. Diamond Pain Dude, hey, Hi, everyone. I think this is the first time I've been here live. Well, welcome, Diamond Painting Dude. It's nice to see you. I met you virtually on Elisa Marie's, one of Elisa Marie's lives. And I said, oh, it's nice to see another guy. It's always nice to have another guy diamond painter, just because there's so few of us, we got to band together. But you're in good company here. You got Matt and Christopher's here, and I don't remember seeing who else I saw, but we are the contingent. But there are other people out there, of course, too, but guys out there. But I think there's an online calculator or calculator. There probably is. There probably is. It's just, I don't know, because like I said, the math should math, right? But the math wasn't mathing specifically with the rounds. So it's like, what calculator are people using then? I don't know. Let's see. So everybody say hi to Ryan. Welcome, Ryan. That's Diamond Painting Dude. You're Ryan, right? Welcome him in. Tell him to be here every week at 4 p.m. Central, and we'll have some fun. And then stick around 6 p.m. Central. You want to check out Crafts with Crashly. They do it live. Tell you about all the new premium diamond painting accessories that are coming out for their papers, pens, tumblers, cover minders, all that good stuff. Plus, Crashly is a hoot. Let's see. Jessica says she ran as the Evil Queen several times, but never Melissa. Oh, okay. Sorry. There's a line there. Like Pluto and Goofy. Gotta know the difference. Heard and not seen. Yep. Crafting Crime Daily. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome on in. Mel, love the emoji with the bandage. Is it a dumbass bandage? So I don't see Berta on here, but Berta's favorite saying, well, one of Berta's favorite sayings is she'll be like, hey, you know what that means? Or you know what we just call that? And you think she's gonna lay some like cool like lingot slang on you or something, but she goes, dumbass. So I found band-aids. I found dumbass band-aids that I sent her for Christmas. So Sarah says, I'm not a Gen X, but I was definitely in the children should be seen, not heard, and I got smacked. Yeah. Well, good. You're bitter betties. Wait a minute, Christopher. Is that a read? Are you starting something? Are you a Gen Xer? Like, were you saying we are, or are you saying y'all are? Because that's gonna be taken a little bit differently, and I may have to come find you. Let's use Eve head to calculate the number of stitches. You're an old soul, says Kat to Sarah. Absolutely. You know what else I don't get? And I think we're the generation, Gen X is the generation that struggles with this most. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid and I'd be like, hey, how do you spell? Or what is 4 times 92? Whatever. Look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up. So we had a set of encyclopedias in the house. So I was constantly going through the encyclopedias in the house. I was constantly in the library at school, whether it was junior high or even grade school or high school, looking things up at the public library, through the card catalog, through the subject, by author, all the different things, Dewey Decimal System, whatever. Now everybody has Google, but they refuse to use it, or they refuse to use it properly. And what I mean by that is when you Google something, every result is not right. If it's an opinion, it's not fact. If it's from a website, that's sketchy or whatever, or just some random dude's website, that doesn't make it a fact. You have to find something scholarly, something that's been peer reviewed, something that is credible, something from a consortium of people, American Medical Association, something like that. But why don't people use it? There's I constantly see people posting, especially in like the groups, the Facebook groups for your town. What's going on over in this area? Did you go to the village website? It's going to tell you what construction is going on. Did you go here? Did you Google it? What's going up on so and so? And typically, you come up with, hey, we're opening Dunkin' Donuts on whatever. But why don't I will sit in the car and I will see something and I'll have to push the button on my steering wheel and go, hey, whoever, remind me to look up what building is this off of 294 and so street or whatever, because it's a big building. I don't see a sign. And then when I get home, I Google all the stuff that I need to look up. But it's like, were we the last? I think we were like one of the last generations that had to go through card catalogs and all this other stuff to get all this work to get knowledge. And now it's like, it's right at your fingertips, and it's just hard to comprehend why people don't use that to their advantage. Sarah says, nowadays, though, parents are, in my opinion, too soft on kids. They want their best friends, not a parent. I agree. I 100% agree. But I also some of my friends that have kids, their kids are very well behaved. And when they choose not to be, the parents, they're not smacking them. Like, I got smacked with various apparatus around the house, and that was what was done back then. So it's not like I'm saying I was horrified as a child, but they don't go that route, but they're not doing, I'm going to count to 5, it's just like they have the look and the child knows, that's the look, and I really admire that. I think that's a great thing. To your children have to respect you, or I hate to say it, fear you a little bit. Kat says, I lost all my music and playlist. Yeah, mine's in the Apple. I have all of my CDs in boxes, so I could pull them out. Melanie, 12 CDs for a penny from Columbia House. Oh my gosh. Oh, and now she said, okay, I had a serious CD stash. Now it's diamond paintings. You're right. Diamond paintings replaced CDs. And Diamond Art Club has replaced Columbia House. It is very similar. You're right. It is. Although diamond paintings aren't 12 for a penny. Although wouldn't that be a thing? Could you imagine? Like, maybe not 12, but like you get 3 for $1, and then you get one, choose one every month, and you just pay a subscription fee. I don't know. Jessica says, I've dressed as a porg before. Let me find my shocked face and I'll get back to you on that one. Driving through Texas for cruise tomorrow. Fun, Rebecca. Drive safely. I've never cruised out of Texas. I think we've talked about this before. They have a weird rule about liquor. Like, you can't, they can't serve liquor or something till they're in international waters or so many miles offshore or something. I don't know. Let's see. Sarah wants to go with you, Rebecca. Are you going to be running Sarah Ann, or will you help emblazon her costumes with, like, Sarah Ann does, Jessica, she does is it embroidery? I don't know the technical term, but she makes project bags like this, and they're fantastic. Check out her website, SarahAnnCreations.com. And if you ever see anything listed as an oops, buy it, because what that means is it's perfect, except for one little stitch is out of whack, because Sarah is particular, which is good, but just telling you that. Lisa's told me to catch your live many times. Good, Diamond Paint Dude. Let's see, all aboard. Yes, ma'am. Have a blast. I got Ryan recently into Cats of the Year. Like Cats of the Year. No, like horse. Oh yes, the Year of the Horse Cats event. Yes. Matter of fact, I think I just saw a posting that you were asking about events, and I was like, oh, here's that page. that is really an underused resource, I think, in the community. But so I try to get that word out there a lot. Everyone's saying have an awesome trip. Saying hi to Doretta. Welcome to the Bedlam, right? Okay, Oscar, what are you saying? Kidding. Let's see. Ryan started his horse today. Excellent. Crashly's a hoot. That doesn't sound old at all. She's a whippersnapper. Is that even older? What do you want me to say? She's crazy? Oh, anyway. Hey, Marty Jackson, welcome on in. Hello. iTunes has all my music hostage too. Yeah, and I can't get into it. What was I trying to do there? Oh, I was trying to get. So I don't have cable. I stream everything, right? So I was trying to get into. There was like a free trial subscription to Apple Plus TV, and you don't need an Apple device. Okay, log in. What's your password? I don't know. Try my password. Want to reset your password? You got to log into iTunes and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't have any of that. Can you just like look at my eyeball or something and reset it, please? I don't get it. Library for Research was a weekly event. Absolutely. I remember walking up to the public library many times on the weekend for the day. And that's what you did was you looked things up. And it was like, I remember how proud, and back then it was like, are you serious, librarian? But they're like, oh, let me show you this index that you can go and find and blah blah blah, and then finding things on the microfiche. Yeah, we had to work for our knowledge, and now it's at everyone's fingertips, and it's no one uses them. My dad always said, look it up. How can I look something up if I don't know how to spell it? Yeah, it didn't matter. That didn't matter. Yes, you're exactly right. I'm a Dewey Decimal System card catalog wizard. Okay, but then I was pretty good at the Dewey Decimal System. But then I get to community college. Well, actually, real college eventually, but community college. And they go to what's the other numbering system? It's not Dewey Decimal System, but it's all messed up. Nothing makes sense. I think that's one of the reasons why I quit college so early, because I'm like, I can't, So I waited to go back until everything was online. That doesn't make sense. I loved our set of encyclopedias still at my stepdad's at the time house, I would assume. I have to check next time I step over there. I loved our encyclopedias. I did eventually get rid of them all, but I did keep. There was one, it was like the Encyclopedia for Kids or something like that. And it was a larger book and hardbound, not super thick, but that thing I literally read cover to cover, I don't know how many times. And, there's some, space and aardvark and all this other stuff. It was like the best book. And I did save that. It has to be in my boxes of stuff that is packed up. But I love looking through that. Yes, Kat, evidence-based info. My eldest used to sit in front of my mom's bookshelf and read her encyclopedias. I've tried that, and I just couldn't get into that. People are saying they loved encyclopedias, lived at the library. The kids these days are feral. Good word, Kat, or Gail. Good word. I had to look with my kids, so no spanking. Time's out, but they really didn't work, Kat. You know what, Kat? Now that I think about it, you remind me of my dad's girlfriend, short in stature, and I would tower over her. And she didn't have the look, but she had a hairbrush. That would work back then. But that's good. Establish that right off the bat. Hi, Michelle Morris Campbell. Hello. Welcome on in. I wish we had 12 Diamond Art Club paintings for a penny. Yeah, that would be nice. Start the DP Penny Club. I could start the penny. I could start the penny. What was I looking into the other day? I was like, these sticker scenes that I've been doing, right? You listening, Kristen? These sticker scenes. I'm like, how much are these wholesale? These are like 50 cents wholesale, and they sell them for like $5. So I'm like, could that be a business model? I don't know. Let's see. Chris is a millennial, the gen of real grievances. Festivus for us every day. It's Festivus for every day. Okay. That's my friend Justine. She's a millennial, the one that I worked with. But she's not your typical millennial. Melody and the millennials and their martyr complex. Yes, let's get into all of this right now. Let's make the division in the country even worse. Let's do it. I don't know. Columbia House ordering CDs for a penny, never buying the full price ones, selling to 14-year-olds turn out to be bad for business. How many times? Oh, I cannot tell you how many bills I got from them. You're out of, you haven't bought, or you bought, you haven't paid. And then sometimes I find the random CD. I'll find the random CD. I'm like, why the hell did I buy this? Like, who is even this artist? It's one of those that they sent you because you didn't send your card in soon enough to cancel it. Yeah. Melanie had many fake Columbia House accounts. Look at you, all breaking the law. Let's see. Your husband is nodding in agreement, says Sarah. Well, if he's agreeing with me, then it's right, of course. Let's see. We were bug needs for its face it. Bug needs. I don't know. My grandmother was an English teacher, and she would give me a new word every week and make me look it up and then give her the word in a sentence. Yes. I hear that. The teachers used to put like things like that or problems up on this thing. Oh, solve this and you win something, whatever. The biggest nerd, whatever. Library of Congress classification system. Thank you. Yes. And it's all like in thousands. It's like, what? I don't get it. My father's horrible at spelling. So when I was in grade school, he would test me on spelling words. He couldn't say half of them right. That was, so my dad, when he went to college, he didn't finish, but when he started going to college, he went for accounting. And I was never good at math. I swear. So I went to public school for kindergarten. Not that you learn anything there. Went to a Catholic school for 1st through 4th. Then I went back to public school for 5th on. And I swear to God, I missed division. Like somewhere I missed how to divide there. So I had to pick it up really quick when I got back to public school. But so my dad he was good at math, and he loved math because numbers don't lie. 2 + 2 is always 4. I'm like, but now it has an X in it. What is this? And he had no idea what the hell algebra was about. So he was no help whatsoever. So that would be a lot of, it's got to be in the book. Yeah, but I don't understand it. That's why I'm asking. Melanie says, cats is Latina. Don't mess with short Latin women and their flying flip-flops. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those videos. With the, what do they call it? The college something. I don't know. Love my Britannica encyclopedias. Yes. From door-to-door sales, right? Or from the grocery store. So you would, what was it? You would spend so much, or you got coupon, like you got stamps or something, and every week would be another letter. Does anyone remember that? I mean, come on. Elizabeth, hi Rich. Got Rebel Princess Informate. Fantastic. That's a good one. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. I'll probably do a deck, but I was showing Jessica the other day, I do have some fan art, but I don't know the quality of the canvases, so I may have to check that out. But there's some cool fan art pieces that I have that I'm going to have to check out. There it is. My mom was Chancletta Ninja, but I'd also get the brush in my head. Yeah. Hey, Cindy, welcome on in. Sparkle says, awesome, Elizabeth, you're joining the force. Yes, and we're going to be doing lightsaber Tai Chi or something, because Jessica does that with a group. So she's gonna lead us in one of those, I think. I'm going to talk her into it. I think I just talked her into it. It's not going to be hard to do that. Gail says I was born in 1963, so you're a boomer, but I was raised in Gen X, which started in 1965. Yeah, there's definitely like those cusps, like in Zodiac, right? That you're a little bit of both. Cat says solve for X. I loved algebra. No, no. But my oldest loved calling me a boomer. That's funny. Justine and I, my friend who I worked with, we worked for a boomer, and she would get so mad, but she was so stereotypical. She like carried this torch of that stereotype all the way to the bank, and it was funny. I'm doing math with my kids now, and I was already pretty okay with math. And now I understand it more than I ever did. Being homeschool mom has helped me more. I can imagine. I can imagine that you would have to know like what the heck you're talking about. But I'm sure there's also good reference material out there now. Whereas before, I don't think they cared about writing things to make sense. They wrote things to be technical, and then there wasn't a lot of resources where I'm assuming that they have to help some folks. There's some moms out there that homeschool that aren't good at math, so they have to be able to teach it too. Jessica, I loved math for the same reasons. Answer is answer. Thankfully, I was good at it. Yeah, you were one of the smart geeks, so go away. Green stamps or plaid stamps? Yes. What was it? Was it A and P, A and H and A, something? There was like a big building. And I remember I went there one time. It was almost like, remember the Brady Bunch episode where they go, what do they go? They go and they're going to buy the TV with all the trading stamps, but then the boys get a canoe or something and the girls are all mad, and then they get a sewing machine. So then eventually everything goes back and they get the TV for the family. I remember going to like one of those showrooms to get something with stamps. They did plate set with coupons at the grocery store too. Yes, absolutely. At least until differential equations. Ugh, I don't even know what that is. Door-to-door sales is going to make a comeback. We're due. Door-to-door DP company. Could you imagine? There's literally people that will sit there, and I don't know how this, I don't understand how it works, but there's people on TikTok that will come in and they will have a stack of canvases and they'll hold them up. I'm looking for something small. Let's just say this is a canvas. They'll be like, okay, here, look at the cute bear. And then someone in the chat will say claim. And they're like, okay, that's sold. And I'm like, does it have a price? Is it even round or square? Because you can't always, I can't make out what the shape of the grid is, even if it is different. And then I'm like, what is the quality on these things? And then they're all like completely blatantly unlicensed. So these people aren't trying to selling them. So I get it. That's fine. But I'm like, how the hell does that work? But people are literally holding up. Would you buy a diamond painting? It's weird. Speaking of door to door, I just had my doorbell ring today, and it wasn't a delivery, and it was a politician. And I'm like, do you not see? I have a no solicitation sign? Isn't this a solicitation? Go away. But whatever. She was nice. Fan art is so fun. Yes. Well, I think I showed you those, and then you didn't know the one was Tatooine. Elizabeth says, I'm not that crazy about math, but I am an accountant. Elizabeth, I hate math and I work at a bank, and I've worked at a bank for over 30 some odd years. And when my friend's mom recruited me to work at the bank, I said, Mrs. C, I can't work at a bank because I'm bad at math. Like, I would hyperventilate at the register when I would have to check people out. And you'd be like, okay, your total is whatever. And then they give you the $5 bill. And then they go, oh, here. And they give you the change. Okay. I would momentarily freak out. I got it through. Like, I need to know this. I need to understand what I'm doing here. Because you couldn't put it back in the register. Nowadays, you befuddle the clerk so bad that they cannot do anything. But she says, you don't need to be good at math. The computer does it for you. And she's right. So we had teller machines that at that point, they were barely computers. Like, I think a toaster has more CPU power and stuff like that. But Yeah. He says, Eve's never been considered a boomer. I refuse title, or refuse to live with the mentality. Way more of a Gen Xer. I agree, Eve. You're no, I don't see you as a boomer. And like I think there's exceptions to those rules everywhere because like I said, my friend Justine is a millennial, but she's also this older soul where we both complain about people not using Google. It's like it's that same or come on, people, you know, things are not going to be fed to you at work. You have to go out and find things. S&H green stamps. Thank you, Jessica. Do you remember that building? It was like, where was it? It was Roosevelt Road, and then you go to get onto the Eisenhower, is it? And it was like right around there. And wasn't it like almost like a Fermilab shaped building? I don't know. Matt, come knocking on my door. What's going to happen there, Christopher? It sounds rather ominous. I don't know. Have students that said I was an honorary Zoomer, Gen Z with a global pandemic. Good. Yes. Let's see. Politicians read. I don't think they do. She won't give you the flip flop. Okay, we played Mind the Gap trivia board game, covered 4 generations, played with all 4 gens. I was the only boomer. We split up in teams. That sounds like an interesting game for lots of people. Let's see. Everyone's agreeing, or other people are agreeing that Eve is definitely more Gen X. The tool truck in the mechanic shop is like the ice cream truck for old adult men, except you can't afford to pay up for it. Nice. Let's see. The paint with diamonds canvases. Yeah, I ordered the series. Waiting them. Nice. Yeah, I hope that they're good quality. I barely remember the green stamp building, but it sounds right. Yeah, because you were what? You were 2 years behind me. Class 87, weren't you? Bitch. Anyway, so I was thinking some stuff today, and I was like, I want to ask everybody. So I was watching a YouTube video. It was one of the late night shows, like one of the Stephen Colbert or something like that. And they had Carol Burnett on, and Carol Burnett is just like one of my heroes. And she was talking about how she plays Wordle, like in a group, or they exchange scores with Allison Janney, Charlize Theron, like really random people. I'm like, where is it? So I started playing Wordle again. I used to play it when it first came out. Started playing again. So I want to know, for those 91, no, that 87 you'd be older. So no, yes, 91. So 89, 90, yeah, 2 years. Anyway, what if you play Wordle? What is your beginning word? And I'll tell you what my beginning word is in a minute, because I think I have a good one. But what's your beginning word in Wordle if you play Wordle? Also, I had a hankering today, and I want to know if this is a Midwest thing. It was Jimmy Kimmel. Thank you, Doretta. So I was thinking some stuff today. Phrase. I mean, these were like things that I was just like asking the universe, right? So is this a Midwestern thing or not? Cream and chicken rice soup on Sundays. I had a hankering for chicken rice soup, so I ordered some chicken rice soup, and I ate too much chicken rice soup, and I think that's what is bothering my stomach. But here, at least in the Chicagoland area, I'm assuming Midwest, but it could just be Chicago. I don't know. So there's always been these little family restaurants that were affectionately referred to as Greek restaurants. Not that some of them were owned by Greeks, but they were not like in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that type of restaurant, that's a Greek restaurant, whether it's owned by Greeks or not. Which my Greek friends really hate that those are referred to as Greek restaurants, but I segue to something else. On Sundays, they always have, I remember going like after church or whatever, they had cream and chicken rice soup, and everybody would go to get the cream and chicken rice soup. And you knew, like the places that I went for the most part, were definitely owned by Greeks because it had lemon in it. So it was like the ego lemino soup that they make that is not necessarily cream, but it's the lemon and eggs that make it creamy. Um, but I was thinking, I'm like, is this a thing? Like, I grew up with it, I crave it, whatnot. Is it a thing or is it everywhere? Like, I don't know. Not an East Coast things on Sunday, says Eve. Midwest, says Dimar Crafter. Hello. Hot dish or casserole, cultural battle of the ages. Right, Mel. I'll get back to that. Sunday chicken is roast chicken and sides. Nope, not here in the East or Midwest. Roast is classic Sunday dinner. Okay, so this was like you would go for brunch after church or something, and it was Greek diners only. Okay, um, and so the soup that I had today was not from a Greek restaurant, and it was cream of chicken. It had no sense of lemon in it whatsoever. And I truly think that the Greek restaurants just used up their egg lemon soup of the week and just threw some extra rice and chicken in it or something. But yeah, Gail says on Sunday we had fried chicken more than anything. Really? Jay Lee fried chicken. Huh. That's interesting. I don't think we ever had any specific meals on Sundays, but I like the idea of them. So Mel had asked, is it hot dish or casserole? It was always casserole for me until I started reading Joanne Fluke, the Hannah Swenson murder mysteries, and it takes place in Minnesota, I think, and they have hot dish. So then I'm like, ooh, hot dish sounds like more mysterious. And then there's videos about what's the difference, and there is no difference. So Eve says we have a lot of true, real Mediterranean restaurants starting to open around here. Good. We have a couple around here. Of course, we had Greek Town in downtown, which some places have closed, but within spitting distance, there's a Greek Islands, which is a pretty well-known one. Then there's some like smaller, like mom and pop Greek restaurants. There used to be a Costa's in Oakbrook Terrace, which is now a dispensary, but they were really good. Melanie says, my mom is an American, so I'm out of the good point. Sarah says, we don't have any specific dishes anytime. At some point, it's just like, get whatever's in the fridge, go eat it. Leave me alone. A lot of restaurants up here in the Upper Peninsula have fried chicken on the weekends as a special. That's interesting. So you're in the Upper Peninsula, Diamond Painting Dude. That's cool. I used to go up to Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin, Waters Meet Michigan, so it's sort of UP-ish, I guess. Supper clubs. I was too young to really enjoy the supper clubs, but it was like I went there and had food and stuff. I really want to walk into one of those places, just drink a what is it, old fashioned sweet, and just eat the good stuff that they have. Jay Lee Southern's fried chicken day any day. True. Fried chicken or pot roast on Sunday. Yeah, we need Joe. Should be whipping something up, I'm sure. Never had a specific meal for Sunday or any other day. Yeah, like I think my dad and his girlfriend tried. What was it? What night was pasta night? Was it Wednesday? It was like one of the pasta sauces did something that they were trying to get it to be pasta night. Gail says, I'm in Missouri. Okay. Not far from Crash Lane TMI. All right. Well, hey. Always meat and potato dinner on Sundays, says Carol. Eve, Sundays in New York, New Jersey are 4-hour dinners at Aunt Mare's or Grandma's. Starts with amazing breads and charcuterie, then some type of big pasta with sausage meatballs, then you have dinner. Wait. Big pasta with sausage meatball, and then you have dinner? I mean, it sounds about right, but holy crap, I don't think I could eat all that. Pot roast would be good. It would be good, actually. You're right. Although, yeah, it would be good. J. Lillian biscuits, I ain't mad at it. Yeah, biscuits. I like good biscuits. I think my father only has like 2 food groups, ketchup and barbecue. Nice. Gail's asking about chocolate gravy. I think I've heard of that. Diamonds are so good. Meats and potatoes. Yes, a Youper here. Super clubs are dying out around here. Yeah. Although I mean, I know that there's like specific. I follow some YouTube channels of people that s- go around specifically to visit them, but I'm sure that um, they're dying out somewhat. What was the one politically incorrect name? But it was the Red Man Supper Club in Land O'Lakes that everybody used to go to. My dad's girlfriend's grandparents lived 45 minutes from town on gravel roads, right on a lake, and we would head up there occasionally. I loved it. I need to make my way back up there. Let's see, brown gravy. Who started Taco Tuesdays, right? Stretchy pants at ease for that meal. Tell me about it. With brown gravy at least once a week at work. Okay. They serve chocolate gravy. It's almost like pudding. Really? On biscuits. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Um, so cream of chicken rice soup is just regional. Got it. Um, so did anyone have a Wordle start word? I don't know if I saw any Wordle start words there. Does anyone play Wordle on the regular or used to play it or something? Let's see. Not the S West either. I had ham hocks and beans, says Sydney. I remember having, what was the soup? Cabbage soup that was made with ham hocks. That was good. We don't have that in my small town. We have pasties. I'm hungry now. Sorry. Let's see. Go back. No, no, no. So Wordle, if you're not familiar, it's on the New York Times newspaper website, and it's a game that it's a 5-letter word, and you start with a word, and then if the letter is yellow, it means it's in the word, but it's not in the right place. If it's green, it means it's in the right place and it's in the word. And then you only have so many times to get it. So I think I found probably the best start word. Adieu, like I bid you adieu, ADIEU, because you use all the vowels except for O. And that really sort of helps. So try it if you play Wordle. No methodology, says Matt. Yeah, that's my methodology there. So there you go. What that's worth. Let's see. It's beautiful up here. I used to live in Wisconsin for many years of my life, but I grew up here and up back here. Nice. I loved going up there. I loved the fact you had party line telephones. So it's like if someone further down the line was on the phone, you had to wait. You'd pick up and you hear people talking. You had to hang up. People would call everybody around the lake. Hey, we're going to town today. Do you need anything? Because like I said, it was like a 45 minute drive. If you're running to the Red Owl was it? Red Owl was the grocery store. You were getting stuff for everybody. And they even knew. And then when you, on your way back, you would stop at everyone's house and be like, oh, okay, here's the can of soup, whatever. And you sat down and you had a beer. And then you would go on to the next house, you sit down, and you have a beer. But they also got to the point that, so this particular house, the road was up here and you came down like this embankment and then the house, and then there was even a further hill down to the lake. So the cars were sort of above you. They would know, Janice is going to the town. They would know from the sound of the car or the tires and stuff like that. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Dinner should be turkey brajol. Oh, brajol, come on. Stuffed veal pocket, large roast with sides, dessert, ice box cake, pastries from the Italian bakery, cannolis, pignoli, cookie. What is? I think the last word, isn't that the one? It's like a Neapolitan, but it's different. For what it is. There's some grocery stores around here. What the hell is the name of them? Anyway, they have the bakery counter that is so Italian, and there's an Italian bakery not too far from me. I can't go there because I will get everything. Pea soup. Pea soup is good. Pea soup, yes, a lot of pea soup. Lots of soup because it freezes well up there. So you would make all the food for, throughout to save because you couldn't get to the store sometimes when it got Glumpke, Polish dish, ham hocks, Glumpke. Yes, my neighbor, uh, cross the street neighbor, um, the mom was Italian and Polish. And the daughter now will make the mother's dish. The mother's passed, and she would run my neighbor uh, some food occasionally. So the one day I get a call and she goes, uh, do you like this stuff that this Kim brought me? It's something with cabbage. It has something in it." And I go, "Glumpkies?" And she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah, I love them." She goes, "Okay, come get them." She didn't like them. So that's the last time I had those. But it was funny because the Italian side of me, I'm just like, you made the sauce here with Campbell's tomato soup. This is not regular. This is not tomato sauce, good tomato sauce at least. My grandmother always made split pea soup. I couldn't stand it. I haven't had in years. Okay. So here's the thing. So I love split pea soup still, but I love all soups. We always do talk about foods, Carol. So, and Issa's always starving at the end of Rich's life. Hey, I'm a foodie. I love to cook and I don't get to do it anymore. So whatever. Yes, we had a red owl in both Wisconsin and Michigan, not anymore though. Or is it the Piggy Wiggly at least? That would be fun. Anyway, so here's the thing. So I have this meal service. It's called Tovala. So the gimmick is you get this oven. It's like a toaster. It's a convection toaster oven type thing. You scan a barcode and it cooks your food and whatever. Well, the food is actually pretty good. But with a lot of the meals, they will give you the French fried onions for texture. For texture, add the French fried onions on top of your meatballs and brown gravy with mashed potatoes and blah, blah, blah. So I started eating these. I'm like, wow, these are a really nice addition to things, right? And so, but they started coming with everything, even to the point, and I messaged my neighbor the one day because we get 8 meals and then we split them. And I said, do you picture them sitting around the boardroom of this company going, we have so many French fried onions, we need to use them in every freaking dish. I got them one time with like a Asian dish. I'm like, no, this is not going to work. This is not going to work here. But so now I buy French fried onions. Target has like a garlic pepper one that's really good, but just even the regular ones are good. But it goes on all of my soups, and it's delightful. It's absolutely delightful. Let's see. Local family bakeries are the best. Yes, Carol, we used to have Lilacia Bakery. Well, it's still here, but it got sold, and it's not the same. It's not the same, and it's sad. It's absolutely sad. Sarah says, I'd love to have a bakery of my own. We have no true bakeries here. Really? We'll start one, Sarian. Did you know that Tammy has never been to a bakery? And when we went to the Great Lakes Escape in Ohio, diamond painting retreat, they have, people talk about it a lot. It's like this hotel retreat, or it is a hotel, but it's more of like I don't know what you'd call it. It's a nice, not commercial hotel type thing, but there's a historical town there, and they had a bakery that was always people were talking about. And Tammy says, oh, I've never been to a bakery. I'm like, we're going to the bakery. So one morning we all started taking off across the parking lot. We talked Tammy into they have a drive-through because there's no Starbucks around. So people drive through to get coffee or whatever. We told Tammy we had her pull up to the window in her chair and took pictures of her. But we went inside, and Tammy got to experience her first bakery. We bought a bunch of stuff for her and her mom and her sister that were with her and stuff. So and it was pretty good. French onion soup is my favorite. Long love tasting it every time I burp for the next 3 days, but it's worth it. I love me some French onion soup too. And French onion soup, I found a really good recipe for it, but I love anything with caramelized onions. And I actually made the other day, I took puff pastry, I put caramelized onions in it with feta cheese and some bacon. It made like a little tart thing. It was very good. Don't love tasting for 3 days. Nice. Convention center. Yeah, it was sort of a convention center too. I don't know. I mean, either none of our areas unless Publix count. I love the little chains of stores though. But yeah. So, well, I don't know. We've been here. We have great bakeries, diners, restaurants here in LI. Gonna miss it all. Oh, Long Island. Yeah, I'm sure. Ooh, I bet you there's some good ones out there. And plus, you're not too far from Ina, right? I mean, you probably just stop by her house and see what she's doing. Good things that Windows wasn't too clean. Tammy would have made it in a drive-through, right? Early bakery closed. They had cinnamon rolls big enough to feed 3 big rolls. Yeah, this place had big cinnamon rolls too. That was good. Found some French onion dim sum last week in Denver. Really, really wish I got more. That sounds interesting. I fell in love with it. I went through a soup dumpling phase. Went downtown for lunch with some friends one day. Went to this Asian place. They had soup dumplings. Fell in love with those things. So now there's a company I order them from, and typically have some in the freezer at all times. But Christopher wants to go see Ina. Isn't that fabulous? Do you ever see that guy? There's a guy on, is it TikTok or YouTube, that he impersonates her, and it's actually pretty damn good. Sarah is asking if you're in Denver. She is a pilot. She was in Denver for a night or something, however that works with staying over places. But I'd love to meet Ina too. I would like to meet Ina. I would like to meet Paula Deen, even though she's fallen from grace. But also, who was it? Sarah, what was her name? That she'd be like, okay, we're gonna make a drink. Now you take one thing of rum, and she's like sitting there pouring for 20 minutes. Then something else here, and Ina does that too. She makes some strong ass drinks, and I appreciate that. So yeah, let's all go see Ina. Do you think Ina would like diamond painting? I don't think she would like diamond painting. What do you think? Would Ina like diamond painting? No, I don't think she would. I don't think she would have the patience for it. Christopher says yes, she would. You think? I don't know. What would Jeffrey think? Jeffrey would be like, whatever keeps her busy. Keep her out of my hair. Kat says no. Yeah, I don't think she would. Discuss during the week. We'll follow up on that question next week. Ina's bougie, so she would buy just Dak, right? With her strong drinks, she couldn't. Yeah, right. She would have some interesting lines. Yes to strong ass drinks. No to the DP. Okay, thank you, Christopher. Couldn't keep the drill straight, right? Yeah, she would sit down and start. I think she would be polite to like try it, but then she'd get everybody too drunk to notice that she's not doing it. That's my call. Anyway, so we've been here for an hour and 20, so I'm gonna let you go in. We love her because she is bougie. She is innocent bougie. Like, what is she? Use good olive oil if you can find it, but if not, store-bought is fine, or whatever she's, but it's like she like that. She really means that. She's not trying to be condescending, but she's reading you to filth for using your store-bought whatever. But at the same time, it's like she knows no difference. So yeah. So is it Christopher's birthday? Is it today? Is it today, Christopher? Millennial Christopher? No, Tuesday? Okay, well, happy pre-birthday, Christopher Kalasa. I hope you have a fantastic day that any millennial deserves. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. We got 39 minutes to Crafts with Crashly. I will see you over there to see who the new artist of the week is and see what stuff's going on with new releases. They released a bunch of new stuff. They signed some new artists. They signed Stanley Morrison. They got some of the drink dragon papers and stuff out there. So let's definitely go check them out. Happy early birthday, Christopher.
And I will talk to you all again next week or throughout the week. Until then, stay safe, stay warm, and happy diamond painting.